inside the Great Lakes Honda City studios. We are back here with you and with Jack Szatkowski. And Jack, I have a surprise for you.
Oh boy.
So it's something that I didn't let you know here, but it's something that we do every single week right after Lead, which is obviously brought to you by Chick-fil-A Cicero. And that is my dog has now entered the studio. It looks like a ghost. But I would like to honor you as the top dog of the week, which is actually perfect timing because Lily is honoring you as well. Lily came into the room on schedule, right on time to celebrate you as the top dog of the week, probably presented by Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Campground Dog Boarding. And the reason why you're being celebrated as the top dog of the week, not only because you've been someone that I consider a good friend and a caring person in society, but also because you just had a graduation.
Yes, I did.
And from the U.S. Marine Corps Officer Candidacy School.
Yes.
And so I want to honor that, appreciate that, and we wanted to spotlight you today as our top dog of the week.
Thank you very much. I'm honored.
Of course. My pleasure. So let's get into it here. Officer Candidacy School.
Yes.
What does it all have to do with? Why did you choose it, and why the U.S. Marine Corps?
So probably should start with the reasoning behind it first before I actually go into the details of it. So for me, I went through school. I went to University of Notre Dame, and through the first 2.5 years, 3 years, I really didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. Like I had ideas, I had like interests lined up, maybe potential like spots where I could have worked at, but I really never settled, let's say, on any one of those. They never felt right. And I just felt a general call to service. You know me, I'm a very big believer in the Lord. And I really did some discernment about my vocation. I wasn't sure. And the more I found the Armed Forces Department of Defense, the more I enjoyed it. And I knew it was right for me. When it comes to actually Marine Corps, I mean, they're the toughest, they're the best, they're the few and the proud. Maybe I didn't know that initially, but I saw they had the toughest physical requirements, and that was kind of what motivated me to do it. So ended up there.
So like you said, I mean, you going to Notre Dame and trying to figure out like what was going to be the right fit for you. Mm-hmm. What did Notre Dame and that education and being in that environment, did that do anything to provoke you wanting to be in the world of helping others and being in such a position as the military, as a representation of the United States? Did Notre Dame have a place in that?
Maybe not intentionally. Like it's not like that. There was never like anything like they're specifically motivating me. But the whole mentality of the school is because I mean it's a prestigious institution. You go there and you do good for the world after you leave there.
Yeah.
It's not like they're. I mean, being a byproduct of being a great school, there's a lot of people that get great jobs after, but that's not their mission and their purpose. They're meant to develop young adults to become the highest of character members of society once they leave. So I wouldn't say like there was ever like a direct like, oh, go to the military after, but there is definitely that kind of higher purpose and calling in life when you leave school.
Okay. So when you had that higher calling and that purpose, like you said, the more that you got involved with military pieces of it, the more you kind of liked it. How did you initially get involved in that world?
I sent off an email to my local officer selection officer.
Okay.
Yeah. There was no, like, one of my buddies who did OCS last year, like, I had an idea of what it was like. And he actually, at this next step, I'll meet him there out in Quantico in about a couple of weeks. But, I mean, there's no real fun story to it. I literally just sent off an email and went from there. But it was probably the best email I've ever sent. Most important email I've ever sent.
And something inside of you just called you to...
Yeah, I mean, there's no other way to chalk it up except for some divine calling more than anything. The more I looked into it, the more I invested myself in it. Unlike other jobs I was looking at, I got more attracted to it, and it felt right, which was not what I had with other experiences when I was looking for jobs. Everything was maybe not so much pushing me away, but it just never felt right. It felt like the puzzle, like, just kind of fit right in.
So for you, like you said, it was just some divine peace. Because I was wondering that. I mean, I talk with your dad all the time. I consider him a brother. And when he spoke with me about you, it was, Jack's going out. And you and I talked about it. You're going out to this school that's right across the road from Notre Dame. We're going to play some football.
Yeah.
We're going to try and make this Notre Dame football team. We're going to work out. And then it's okay, here's the next year. Maybe we're going to do this again. And then it was, hey, did you know that Jack is going in to the military world? Did you know that Jack is now, connected to the U.S. Marine Corps? And I just thought to myself, I'm like, how? I wasn't surprised, but I was trying to figure out how that road kind of happened for you. But like you said, I mean, there was some divine leadership in that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah. I even wonder like how I got there sometimes, but now I'm here and I go back down to Quantico on Monday, so it happened.
Like you said, going to Quantico is a name that we hear. And I mean, there was a TV show that used to be called Quantico. So I mean, that name obviously holds some weight. It's a name that even if you know nothing about when it comes to the U.S. Marine Corps and so on and so forth, people know what Quantico is. So you physically going there and it being a part of your story, your life, what does that feel like that you're going to Quantico?
It's pretty cool because I watched that show growing up. Obviously, the show's about the FBI, which there is the FBI training academy at Marine Corps base Quantico. I mean, we never see them, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, we're two separate entities, but it is pretty fun to say that. But I'll only be there for the next 6 months, and then when I graduate, it's called TBS, the basic school. Then I'll get whatever my MOS is, my military occupational specialty, and I get stationed wherever I get stationed.
And so going there after watching the TV show, do you have any thoughts in your brain? Is there anything that like you're like, man, I hope this is the same, or I hope that there's some type of similarity with something?
Yeah, I mean, like, as cool as it's, I mean, it would be cool if it was like that, but there, I mean, it won't be. I mean, it's two very different kinds of schools that I'll be at versus what they're at that school. As cool as it sounds in theory.
What has mom and dad said about this? Because obviously they love you, and a parent always wants their child to be safe and in the best hands they could possibly be. What's the conversation been like with Betty and Jimmer?
Fully supporting. There was never a point where they weren't. Definitely a curveball at first to them. They're like, so where, why? And I was like, I don't know, it just felt right. But my mom's definitely a mom about it, nervous. But they're very proud. So, I mean, the more I tell them about it, the more they think it's, for lack of a better term, badass. Which I think it is kind of too. It's been really fun. But yeah, they're fully supportive and they're very happy for me.
For you to be protecting others and helping others, does any of that come from seeing everything that your dad's had on his journey?
For sure, just the general impact that he has on people, like the influence he has in their lives, where he is how do I put it? Like a vehicle of the Lord, where he's serving others. Yeah, that definitely impacts me. It makes me want to do good like that in the world. Obviously, I'm doing it in a different way, but 100%.
What is a Marine to you?
I mean, the few and the proud. That's how they put it. Someone that would lay their life down for their country, for the person to the right or the left, or the people at home.
And for you, did you grow up that way? Did you grow up like if you saw someone get made fun of on a playground, you wanted to go over there and help them, you went over there and did something? Like, are you that person that couldn't just stand by?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I had much experience with like bullies around me. I guess maybe I'm lucky for that. I mean, yeah, if someone was getting their ass kicked on a playground, I would step in for sure. But I feel like that's what we're all called to do.
And so for you, knowing that, this could be on any scale, do you ever think about, where is this going to take me? Where is my life going to be? I mean, your home is not necessarily your choice, right? I mean, They could send you wherever they want to send you. Are you open to getting a phone call or an email saying this is where we need you for the next X amount of time.
100%. That's why I signed my name on the contract. I knew what I was signing myself up for. I mean, that's also in the future. Like, I'll play it by ear. Wherever I am now, and just kind of stay in the present's pretty important. I think just looking that far in the future, because it wouldn't happen for, say, a year. I mean, take the time that I have now.
You've been in and out of here, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes, I mean, because you and I, we used to see each other a lot.
Yep.
And then I didn't see you for a while. And then we ended up in the same place when we were at the college football playoff national championship between Ohio State and Notre Dame. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah. But I do want to say this, because you and I met when you were I'm trying to think of how old you were at the time. But it was like, I think it was like pre-CBA that you had I think it was like your family had just come in.
Okay.
And so you were the first of the children that I met, because I met you, and then Hunter and I connected on social media. Sam wasn't living here at the time. Then I met Sam after. Mm-hmm. And, we built a relationship, and I've looked at you like a little brother. Mm-hmm. And then I haven't like really seen you a lot over time. So what can you say to kind of our bond and our journey? Because from my point of view, I've always looked at you as family, and I've always looked at you as somebody that I want to take care of. Now I'm looking at you going like, man, here's this guy in the Marine Corps, and he's trying to take care of the world, and I am not surprised, and I give you all the love and credit for that. Mm-hmm. But just what our bond's been over time, because honestly, beyond everything else, and on and off the air, it's the same human being. Mm-hmm. I've missed you. Yeah. Like, I've missed actually getting to see you.
I mean, the way I see it with our relationship, at least, I mean, time spent together is important, but like that's not how you judge relationships. If that's how you judge relationships, no one. I mean, when you become an adult, you wouldn't. The only person you'd love then, in theory, is your direct family that lives in your house. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's how it is with like even my family at home now, because when I go to school, like I don't see them. Like, it's tough, but it's not like a bond is weakened over time apart from each other. It's still the same. It's like riding a bike. When I get back here, I see you, I give you a big hug. I'm happy to see you. It's a blessing to see you. And honestly, there's something to be said for not having the time that you're able to spend with someone like every single day. It makes seeing them so much more special. You appreciate it more.
And I think and I appreciate that. I think when I saw you, one of the years that you had come home from school, I didn't register that it was you, because you got so much bigger. Yeah. And I said something to your dad. I go, that's not Jack outside. Yeah. And he's like, no, that's Jack. I was like, I don't think it is. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, I mean, you have developed over time. Was that, obviously you played football at CBA, and then you were looking to play football at Notre Dame. Did it kind of just help you in transition to the Marine Corps to be like, well, I'm already training, I'm already doing all these things, I'm already asking all these things in my body, so this isn't like foreign to me now?
Yeah, it's definitely a different kind of shape that I'm in now. At OCS, I probably lost about 25 pounds. But just like already having the natural innate ability to know when I'm in like a physical setting, to be able to train like that, for sure. But it's definitely a very different shape that I'm in now. I during football training, I was never running 4 miles for fun as like a warm up for a workout, but now I do that, so it's fun though.
Because like you said, there's training, and then there's this different type of training. Mm-hmm. What was there something in the training for the U.S. Marine Corps and being at this Officer Candidacy School? Was there something that you felt like, wow, like this is the most difficult thing I've ever been asked to do?
Absolutely. And even when if it's not the most difficult thing in the world or that you've gone through, they don't want that. They want it to be the most difficult. They want to test you. They want you. The whole point of it is to be in a constant state of being uncomfortable and testing you against that for 10 weeks. The 10 weeks isn't because they need to do 10 weeks of testing and all that. It's to keep that state of uncomfort, or that state of you not enjoying it for 10 weeks and just testing you mentally.
Well, you always I look at the rule of 3 days, 3 months, 3 weeks. And when you look at this, when you say 10 weeks and you break that down, you're looking at over 2 months going into 3 months time, right? Almost 12 weeks. And I feel like the U.S. Marine Corps, as well as anybody else, understands that on any level, big or small, people will show you who they are within like a 90-day period or close to a 90-day period. So like you said, they want to see if they can break you.
Yeah.
Did you have any moments where you felt like they almost broke you?
No. I wouldn't say like they really almost broke me. There was the way that I described it to my family is nothing that you wake up and do is like, oh, I can't do this. It's just being able to overcome the fatigue and having the mental fortitude to do it. Because once you're there, it's like, oh, I can do this, but it's just getting there that makes it so tough.
So, I mean, essentially what you're saying is people are prisoners to what their mind believes.
And that's exactly what I mean, that's what they want you to find out there too. Also, like to preface with, I have been a commissioned officer for 6 days. It'll be probably the easiest thing I do in the Marine Corps. I have no real knowledge, and I'm not going to act like I do. Like the instructors are saying there, that will be the easiest thing I have to do in the Marine Corps, and I fully believe it. But it was so tough because you have to learn so much about yourself and about your ability there.
But when it comes to the mind, mental toughness, mental fortitude, mental strength, mental health, we focus on the mind. I'm happy that your generation has people that are focusing on mental health. My generation, which was not that far removed, but my generation did not. My generation was, if you're getting bullied, stop being a wimp. Don't. Actually, they would say to guys all the time, if guys showed emotion, they would say, don't be a girl. So there was a negative connotation toward women. There was this like, you can't be weak. You can't have a tough moment. Your mind doesn't matter. It's all about brute strength. And there was really no focus on mentally when somebody was drained. So what can you say to the importance of mental health, mental fortitude, and mental toughness, having gone through everything you've gone through?
The way I see it is your body is the car, but your brain or your mental health is the gas that runs the car. You can't be running on empty or else you're going to sputter out. That at the end of the day comes first. But you also have to realize you're not going to wake up every day and be at 100%. If that were the case, everyone would be perfect. Like there's going to be days where you're operating at 60%, or you wake up, you're tired. You wake up, you don't want to do it. You had something that happened yesterday, but the whole point is just to keep pushing through, and it'll make it so much more rewarding when you get through whatever that task may be, whatever the challenge may be.
What you've been through up to this point, do you feel like you have like almost in a way tapped into more of your brain, more of your mind? Do you feel like it's more open now?
I'd say I have more control over it. I don't feel like I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't say like I understand it more, and maybe there are parts that I maybe haven't accessed as much. Like I can like now just zone out, go through the motions, and be like a robot, get orders from whoever the instructor was, and just do it, and not even have to think about it. Like I have more control over it, but I wouldn't say I have accessed more. It's just taking like mastering what I have more so. But again, it's only been 10 weeks. I'm in no way an experienced Marine Corps officer like that. I want to get there one day, but that's still a while away.
Taking orders from a Chick-fil-A guest versus taking orders from an officer in the U.S. Marine Corps.
I don't get screamed at by the Chick-fil-A guests, but the instructors will for 10 weeks straight.
How do you respond to that? I mean, is that something that how does one not break when getting screamed at? And like you have, there's a comedian that'll stand on stage and they'll have a heckler. You have a heckler right in your face.
Yes.
How do you break through that? Because a lot of people, I feel like, would run from that.
Yeah, so the first 4 weeks, it's called transition phase. And that is them truly screaming in your face for all 16 hours of your waking day. And then it becomes second nature for the next 6 weeks. But the whole point for that first 4 weeks is for you to fail, for you to break, let's say. But you don't really break. You just mess up a little bit. They yell at you and you snap right back into it. But those first 4 weeks is where they really will burn it into your mind. And then for the next 6 weeks, again, just second nature. You don't have to think about it anymore. You can just zone out, like I was saying.
If someone were to yell at you right now, does it even faze you?
Yeah. Well, what are they yelling at me about, I guess?
Let's say they're just trying to pick on you. They're trying to like get under your skin. Somebody just you cut. Let's say somebody thinks you took their parking spot, so a total stranger gets out of their car and they run up to you and start screaming.
I'd be able to keep a normal volume, just have a conversation. If they want to keep yelling, they keep yelling. That's not energy that I want to expend.
Have you always been a calm person, or do you feel like you've become calmer?
I at least like through football, I was calm until I didn't want to be.
Right.
I was able to just like flip the switch, but I think for the most part, I'm outgoing but calm. Like I'm never like jumping off the walls, I don't think. But again, like with the past 10 weeks, being able to control my mind more and be able to like I can turn on the energy when I need to and keep it down when I need to as well.
It sounds like you're working on mastering the art of being in control of yourself as opposed to yourself being in control of you. When people talk about your mind controls you or you control your mind. You tell your body what to do or your body says, hey, I can't do this. Working through that, what would you say to someone watching and listening that feels like they're not in control, that they feel like my body tells me what I'm going to do, my head tells me what I'm going to do, I feel like I'm trapped like a prisoner in my own skin? What would you say to someone having gone through what you've gone through?
This is going to be like a cliche. There's a series of books that I've been reading. The one that I'm currently reading is called Discipline is Destiny. Right now I can't think of the author's name off the top of my head, but it's probably... I read it during my time there because it would help me be able to control myself more. Just like go out and read something. Go out and like, if you want to get better at that, commit yourself to do it.
Yeah.
It's, you don't have to go through 10 weeks of getting screamed at to learn it when you have like the resources around you. I'll see if I can find the book's Discipline is Destiny. Highly recommend it. I need to remember the author's name. That's going to bother me.
And there's also a book that's been trending out there with a lot of people called Let Them. Like don't. I mean, you can't control other people, so just kind of let them be who they are and be who you are. You and I haven't spoken about this really at all, but, you know, I mean, obviously I wear my Jimmer Strong proudly. He became a friend and then quickly became a brother, and I consider him family now. And I've considered you all family for a while. When I see your dad, I don't see anything else. I don't see the disease. I don't see disease, then Jimmer. I see Jimmer just ad-libbing, working through something. And I had a conversation with somebody that I didn't want to have last year where they wanted to focus on the negative and focus on this and that. And I was upset. I felt like he was disrespected to the point where I felt disrespected. Where I tell my mom all the time, she always goes, how's Jimmer doing? How's he doing? I said, he's more tan than I am, which always makes me mad. And his smile is the same. And I have talked with him so much with him moving his lips that the last time I sat down with your dad, I'm actually going to see him today, but the last time I sat down with him, I thought I heard his voice and I totally forgot that I didn't. Yeah. Because I've gotten used to it.
Totally.
So you seeing your dad go through all of this, I don't think it defines him. And I tell people this all the time. I see Jimmer in every time I interact with him. I know there's good days, I know there's bad days, I know there's ups and downs with everyone in life, regardless of what's going on. But how do you see your dad, and how have you seen him on this journey through your eyes?
The way I see it, it's like he's just like walking through a thunderstorm, just like patient, calm, not letting outside situations affect him emotionally, mentally. He just doesn't. I mean, if it doesn't have to affect him in a way, he doesn't let it affect him, which I think is pretty damn cool. He's actively choosing to not let it beat him, which I think is something that most people don't have the mental fortitude to do. So I think it's pretty kick-ass.
Yeah, I remember when he told me I was at Hollywood Studios and I walked, I didn't even know, I used to be a cast member. I didn't know if I was allowed to be back where I was, but I went beyond these like bushes and I sat with him and he said, and I'd never heard your dad swear. And he said, I'm not going to let this effing beat me. And I never forgot that he said that. And sitting with him, I think one of the things I love the most, and I was talking about don't let distractions be a distraction, is that when you sit with him and you put your hand on his left hand and he'll like grab you with his thumb and like little things like that. So how have you and your dad grown your bond over these last few years? Like how have you gotten closer to him? Because I feel like as good as I thought he was as a man, I feel like Jimmer's evolved.
Yeah, totally.
How have you evolved together?
Well, it's a weird or interesting situation where I've over the past 4 years have become an adult, so I'm just naturally. Even if he didn't have ALS for the past 4 years, my relationship would have evolved anyway, becoming a young adult. So it's just I couldn't tell you how it became different because it would have changed anyway.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the whole point of life is change is good. That's evolution. You want to further yourself, in whatever way that may be. So I guess there is no like way that I would ever foresee it differently because if I were to think like, what's the point in thinking of, oh, how would it be different had he not been sick? Because guess what? That's not reality.
Yeah.
So I don't ever think about how it's different. I just appreciate what I have, and it's awesome.
Well, I don't. And like I said, I was like, I don't see a different Jimmer.
Exactly. He isn't different.
I think he's a bigger Bills fan now.
Totally.
I think he becomes a bigger Bills fan every day.
Yeah. 100%.
And you and I were supposed to actually sit down a couple days ago and you said, well, my family planned a vacation. And then I went on social media. It was Bills camp.
Yeah. I didn't realize that. Yeah, we went to Bills training camp on Wednesday. I was supposed to be here Wednesday. So I was like, oh, unfortunately, we're going to Bills training camp. I was like, yeah, okay.
So all I have to say to Betty is, if you knew that your son was supposed to be here, why wasn't I invited to go there? So how was Bills camp?
It was awesome. They look great. A bit more because I didn't have my phone for the past 10 weeks. I wasn't really caught up on the sports world all that much.
Yeah.
So there's a few more injuries than I realized we had, which I wasn't a fan of.
Like Shakir.
I didn't realize Tyler Bass was hurt. That's not good. But it was a blast. We were right on like the field level. The players are always running by. And after practice, it gets a bit more like personal, where like the quarterbacks and like the tight ends receivers come down to the end zone, like where we were, and they practice their routes. So you just get 30 minutes of really like close up stuff, and it's pretty awesome. Your
brother, Hunter, had attempted in the past to steal Josh Allen's girlfriend. He now obviously is with Haley Steinfeld.
Yes.
Has your brother chosen any other players' girlfriends to chase after?
No, but I don't know how. He recognized Dawson Knox's fiance when they're like on the side. I was like, how did you recognize her? He was like, oh, I just know. I'm like, that's ridiculous. But yeah, he was able to point her out. Wouldn't say he tried to steal her, but he definitely still recognizes all of them and knows who they are, which most people, it's like impressive, like, oh, you know the faces of every player on the team. Well, he knows the faces of every single player's wife on the team, which is a bit of a crazy extension from that.
Is that how has Hunter always tried to be a ladies' man?
Oh yeah, Ever since since he was young, for sure, no doubt.
What is something about Hunter that we should know? As I get to know him, and him and we built a bond differently than yours because you and I were face to face. Him and I were like social media. He would follow stuff, and now we talk. Yeah. So if you could say anything, like if somebody came up to you and said, describe your brother in a sentence, who's Hunter? He's a good tennis player right here.
Great tennis player. He's a great poker player. That dude has gotten into poker over the past year, and he's damn good now. We were at my graduation, and my brother comes up to me on Sunday. He's like, "Mom thinks I have a problem." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Well, I was watching professional poker in bed, and Mom saw it and was like, 'Oh my gosh, you have a gambling issue.'" Joking, obviously. But yeah, he's so intelligent. He would he loves video games, but he likes games like Pokemon. He likes the strategy. He's smarter than me, which I don't like.
Okay. What about Sam? Obviously, hearing about you guys growing up, Jimmer would talk to me about how she would try to get under your skin.
Yes.
If someone asked you, who is Sam Szatkowski, what would you say?
I went through 10 weeks of self-discipline, but she would still be able to piss me off very quickly and get me out of my...
So what you're saying is Sam should have been an officer in your training.
100%. If I were able to master that part of my mind, I'd feel unstoppable. But unfortunately, I can't do that yet.
Why does she get under your skin?
I don't know. She's just really good at it. I mean, I think 22 years of her being able to do it. I mean, she just knows what to do in every single situation to optimize me being pissed off.
So, the two of you, who... If it's like a battle back and forth of who can get the other person's goat, so to speak, more, can you get her?
It never gets that bad because our parents will intervene. They'll be like, "All right, you guys are grown adults. Figure it out." It'll be like Christmas when we're all together at the house. You're like, you guys are 22 and 25. Come on.
What is it about? Is it just out of nowhere? Is it nitpicking? Is it just going, "Oh, that's a nice sweatshirt," it's got a hole in it?
It's the one line that kind of we're joking back and forth all the time. There's the one line where they're like, "Did they step over the line there?" And then the next person does it, which pisses the other one off more, and it's just a spiral from there.
Of the three of you and Hunter and Sam, funniest, most serious, and the first one to be the emotional, the Care Bear, the hug. So funny, serious, hug. If you had to choose one for each of you, and you can only be one of those things.
Funny, Hunter, serious me, Care Bear Sam for sure. Because she's older, she's protective. Yeah.
Having her back in this area, I know you've been gone, but having her here when you do come home that everybody's in the same place, what's that dynamic been like that everyone's been able to spend time together?
It's awesome. Having the whole family together is great. I've been spoiled to have that where I don't have to make a trip to see my sister if I were to come home from school. Just having the whole family together is super nice, especially considering the situation with my family. It's just... It hits a bit better when I get to come home for breaks and I see every single member of my family. It's a lot more comforting, for sure.
First thing you do when you come home, when you came home from Candidacy School, what did you do?
Well, I was too exhausted to do it, but you got to go to Copper Top and get the buffalo mac and cheese. The stuff's so good. It's my favorite. I'm actually getting it later today.
It's funny because when I had lunch with you, I think the only time that I've had food with your father, not at Chick-fil-A, not meeting there, was at Copper Top.
Yeah. I love Copper Top. It's my go-to spot back here. Whenever I come home, I always got to get Copper Top.
If you could create a Chick-fil-A thing that doesn't exist.
Like a menu item?
Yes. Because I know that with you working there, you probably felt at least enticed to mix things up.
Totally.
So what would you do?
If we do like a chicken mac and cheese, that would for sure be my number one.
Okay.
Be really good. If it was like you could just have a meal like a pasta dish like that, it'd be awesome.
A chicken mac and cheese.
Yeah, totally.
Right. I like that. A little bit of barbecue I'd probably put on it too.
Yeah, totally.
Now, I think I talked with you about this, and I think that I'm like I'm wearing Jimmer and Betty down finally. Mm-hmm. But the peppermint chip shake, I used to tell you that when it was no longer on sale, that I knew there was some left, and that you should open the back door and let me in. Mm-hmm. Who do you think will give me the peppermint chip shake remainders first? You, your mom, or your dad? Like this year, if I came to get it, like in January, who do you think would open the back door and let me take the rest of it?
My mom, for sure.
Okay.
She's generous. She'd be like, oh yeah, we can figure that out.
How would you describe Betty? Because I've gotten to know your... Like, when I got to know your dad, I got to know him, just him and I. Mm-hmm. And then I got to know Betty kind of like well after, but now I spend time with your mom and your dad.
Yeah.
So how would you describe your mom to someone who doesn't know her? Also, I know your dad's a Bills fan, but I feel like your mom would like... I feel like she would cut someone.
100%. No,
like she's sweet, but she is also mama bear is what I mean by that.
Yeah.
Like she is a protective, I just feel like she's a powerful woman.
Yeah.
How would you describe mom?
I mean, you said it, the mama bear. I mean, I am bigger than her, stronger than her, but if someone were to mess with me, she would step in and try and handle it for me. I mean, yeah, she loves more intensely than anyone I know. I mean, yeah, she's just a protector. Like, as stupid as this is going to sound, she's just mom. Like, I don't know if that even makes sense. It sounds really dumb when I say it out loud, but like, I am 22 years old, but I'll still be the 5-year-old, and she's still my mom.
Well, and and I have a mom like that too. Mm-hmm. Like I just had dinner with my mom, and every time I sit across from her, I feel like I'm like 5.
Yeah,
and not that I am not mature,
mm-hmm.
but that like she has always made me feel the same, no matter how old I am.
Totally.
And like that's what you're describing with your mom.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, watching a Bills game, I've done it with your mom, your dad, Hunter, Sam. But you and I haven't watched the Bills game.
Yeah.
So, if it was you and me watching a Bills game in my theater room, hanging out,
mm-hmm.
how should I prepare myself for how you watch a Bills game?
So if you've been with my dad and you've been with my brother, I'm basically a blend of those two, where Hunter's super emotional,
mm-hmm.
my dad's super calm and reserved. I'm like super calm and reserved until either it's a really like crunch time play or something sick happens. And then out of nowhere, I'll just jump up and start screaming and running around. But for the most part, like I'm 95% calm, 5% emotional outburst.
So you're 95% Jim or 5% Hunter?
Yes. Yes.
Watching the last game that we watched, so when they played the Chiefs in the postseason, and they're so good against the Chiefs in the regular season.
It's ridiculous.
But so awful against the Chiefs in the postseason. And I honestly think that they shouldn't play the Chiefs in the regular season because I think Andy Reid does it so he can see everything.
100%.
Your dad, like you said, calm, but pointed.
Yes.
When that game was coming to the closing minute, and then as soon as it ended, he was dead serious.
Mm-hmm.
And your mom looked at the room, and she looked at me, and she goes, "It's time for Jimmer to go to bed."
Yeah.
It was just a very silent,
solemn,
like, we're done here.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to talk about it right now.
Yeah.
Is there any family that you've witnessed that is so deeply ingrained to the Buffalo Bills that it feels like they're part of the management team, which I consider the Szatkowskis to be part of the ownership group?
Yeah.
Is there any other family like that you've met?
My extended family.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it doesn't just stop with our direct family when it comes to the Bridges and the Szatkowskis. When it comes to Bill's fanship, um, that's why it's not great when like our extended family gets together for games, because it will impact the entire morale of whatever the vacation or get together is, should they win or lose.
So do you have to like plan a game at the end of the vacation so you can enjoy the whole vacation, and then no matter what happens?
Totally.
Like you can't have Sunday.
Well, if we lose a game on Sunday, the next 3 days that's all we're gonna be talking about. And for my mom's sake, she'd be like, "All right, we can't do this. We got to get over it." But like, even she wouldn't be able to get over it. The Bills lost. It would be awful.
Yeah. So you can't go to Disney on a Sunday.
No, absolutely not.
You have to go to Disney like Monday through Saturday,
Yes.
and then leave on Sunday.
Yeah, and the odds are we're probably flying back to go to the game too. So
yeah. How many games have you been to?
In my life,
Yeah.
I make it to, well, when I was young, we'd make it to probably one a year, because we were living in Raleigh. When we moved up here, we had the season tickets. We were going for almost every single home game. When I went to college, I'd probably make it to 2 or 3 a year. Probably just under 50. No, probably a bit less than that.
Okay.
My brother is hitting higher numbers than me, though, for sure, because he's able to go to like every single one.
Yeah, I feel like he doesn't miss it. I feel like he's throwing passes to Josh Allen. Like I don't think he misses anything.
No. Yeah.
Do you have like a starstruck moment with the Bills for you?
Yes, but it's also getting to the point where like I'm seeing the players like get drafted, and I'm like 2 years older than them now, and I'm like, oof, that's not fun.
I'll try living in my world.
Yeah.
So, is there someone that like got you though? Someone that like came up and you shook their hand and you're like, oh my gosh.
It was 2 years ago. Khalil Shakir.
I'm making you tired on WakeUpCall. I'm kidding. No, this man is trained.
I'm still catching up on sleep from the past.
You just got
10
home
weeks.
Recently, right?
Yeah. I got back on Sunday.
Yeah, like you haven't even been home a full week.
No.
I feel like if I were you, like you just hibernate right now.
That's what I'm leaving here and I'm going right back to hibernation because I'm going to Buffalo tonight to see some family. So I'm going to try and nap for about 5 hours.
That's smart. So while I'm at Chick-fil-A with your parents, you will be sleeping.
Most likely, yeah. Okay. I have to bring my brother I have to run one errand, bring my brother to like SAT prep later, but that's it. And outside of that, I'm asleep.
Okay. So your starstruck moment that we were talking about.
Khalil Shakir. Okay. I think he's such a stand-up dude. He's like exactly how when I played receiver in high school wanted to play it. And he like came up to me 2 years ago and like dapped me up. I got a photo with him. I think he's an awesome guy. I think he's super cool.
I think that's, again, God's just the way he is. I got an autograph of a Buffalo Bills player on a card. And when I got it, I thought to myself, well, this is going to Jimmer.
Yeah.
So I brought it home, and I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to give it to him. So I left it on my table, and I brought it to him, and it was Khalil Shakir.
That's sick.
I just handed it to him, and I saw his eyes. Now, I will say this about your dad. Of anything that I've ever given him, and I always try to give him Bill stuff, but of anything that I've ever given him, my mom got him a snow globe of the stadium.
That's, yeah.
The way that he lit up.
It's pretty sweet.
I was like, yeah. I'm really happy that you like it. But I don't like that you like it more than what I've bought you.
I think that comes out like every Christmas. It's on like our family room table.
Yeah, like because Betty was saying she's like it's right. At one point, she's like it's right next to the bed. He looks at it, and I was like, I'm happy he likes it, but I'm not happy that my gifts
everything else.
Yeah, that my gifts. I was like, I feel like I've gotten some things that should rival it, but they haven't yet. Mm-hmm. So because he'll always look at me, how's your mom? How's your mom? How's your mom and dad? But he asks about my mom a lot.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
But yeah, so that's apparently one of his favorite gifts, which is fine, Jim, or I'll deal with it. So if you could put together a Bills team right now.
Okay.
And you can keep Josh Allen because that's sacred to people. Mm-hmm. But you can get any running back, any 2 wide receivers, and any tight end. Mm-hmm. From other teams.
Yeah.
Who would you bring on the team? It's Josh Allen, 1 running back, 1 tight end, 2 wide receivers. What Bills team would you create right now?
Running back Jahmyr Gibbs. He's so awesome. I think he's so good.
Okay.
Tight end Brock Bowers. He's up and coming. If you've watched his Georgia highlights, he's just a freak athlete for a tight end too.
I became a big fan of him when he was there.
He's awesome. And then receivers, where it gets tough because you want to get like your one tall guy, your one like slot guy, let's say. I'd probably honestly just Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. They would be they were an elite combo in college, which is crazy they played college together. To have those two would be pretty sweet though.
I asked Tim Lester, who was working with the Green Bay Packers and used to be at Syracuse and is now with Iowa. I asked him yesterday on the show what two receivers, and he said Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson.
They're incredible.
So I play fantasy football every year, and I run it. I've run it for many, many years. I drafted Justin Jefferson, and when the snake draft came back around to me, for some odd reason,
Jamar Chase.
I got Jamar Chase.
That's awesome.
How is that possible?
I think last year he was injured. I think Jamar Chase is injured entering training camp, so that is the only maybe
that
potential
was
reason. But I don't know. Regardless, that's awesome. That's a pretty sweet roster because they were killers. Actually, wasn't Justin Jefferson a bit hurt last year?
He got hurt during the season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
during the season he did. But you picked all guys that I love. Jahmyr Gibbs.
He's so good.
I think Detroit arguably has the best backfield because they have Montgomery and Gibbs.
Yep.
And both of the guys can get double-digit touchdowns. Both of the guys can get around 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people can say that. They have a great offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something to be said to that. If the Bills were to make the Super Bowl this year, who do you think is going to be on the other side?
Are we just like imagining everyone, the entirety of the NFL stays healthy, like in a perfect world?
In a perfect, healthy world, because as they say in the NFL all the time when they get to the postseason, it's not necessarily the better team, it's the healthier team.
Exactly. In a perfect world, I don't see anyone beating the Eagles again.
Okay. Not even the Commanders?
I think you're gonna I love Jaden Daniels. I think he's a great quarterback, but you're gonna have the year 2 slump that every other quarterback has.
Okay.
NFL defenses will adjust to him a little bit. I think he's still gonna be awesome. I don't want to say he had a little bit of beginner's luck, but his defense did force 5 turnovers in their game against the Lions, in the divisional round, and then they got crushed by the Eagles. The Eagles definitely trying to think of other teams that could be good.
It's hard now.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like the NFC really has a lot outside of Washington.
Super
and Philly.
top heavy.
Yeah.
The Lions obviously.
And the Lions, yeah.
But then I see Jared Goff and I'm like, is he really that good of can Jared Goff win a Super Bowl? Probably them. I also think the Packers are sneaky super good.
Okay. All right.
But I don't see them making it past the Eagles, at least.
The Bills have had now, 4 years of the hope that they'll get there?
Yeah.
If you weren't a Bills fan and you were looking from the outside, why do you believe that maybe this year would be the year?
It's Josh Allen. At any moment, he can just turn it on, light you up. So, it's actually, he's... outside of Mahomes, the most electric football player I think I've ever watched, and how he how he leads, how he impacts the energy of his teammates, how he's just physically better than everyone else. It's Josh Allen.
If you were a receiver for the Bills, how many touchdowns would you have from Josh Allen?
I don't know. I'd like to think 1. Depends on how good those guys guarding me are. I think I could get 1 just because Josh would throw a perfect ball and I'd be able to catch it. I wouldn't be getting too open against those NFL DBs though.
Now when you came to CBA, you got asked to play defense.
Yeah, I played both ways.
And so you came in a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
You and I talked about how it was hard to leave your school down in North Carolina. And when you came here and played at CBA, I remember standing with your dad on the fence at West Jenny, and big loss to West Jenny. The only score on the board was a Jack Szatkowski interception return for a touchdown.
Yes.
Which I said to your dad, I was like, hey, even though they lost, at least you had the moment.
Yeah.
So what can you say to going back to that? Number 1, going back to that moment for you, and then number 2, how Christian Brothers Academy has now won 3 state titles.
Pretty awesome.
In the last 4 years, 2021, 2023, 2024.
Yeah. Going back to that moment specifically, I think that year's a wash. We were, I think, 1-6 at that point and lost to West Virginia. That was the end of our season. But the way I saw that, the pick six was like, all right, there's hope for next year. There's the one thing that you needed to see to be like, all right, next year could be better. And it was. And when it comes to actually winning, I wish it happened when I was there. But I'm proud of the guys. I like to think, I don't like to think. I was a mentor to some of them. Like, I helped tour them around the school, get them there. So I like to think I take some part in that.
Well, it is a brotherhood.
Exactly. But yeah, I couldn't be happier for the guys. It's awesome to see them. Like, I was a senior when they were freshmen for most of them. And to see them have that success, both as a team and then personally, like, getting the offers, going to play Division I football, it's pretty rewarding, like, personally for me. It's like, all right, that's really cool. Gratifying is probably the way to put it.
Casey Brown. Thoughts?
Coach Brown. I love him. I was just with him yesterday and Monday. I went to the practices and gave him a big hug. He's a phenomenal coach and an even better person.
What is like that thing about him that will always stay with you? Like, if everyone has a piece of your heart that you allow to have a piece of your heart, what piece does he have? Like, what is the Coach Brown connection for you that you'll always keep?
The way he treats people, how he loves hard, and he treats everyone the same exact way, no matter who you are, no matter how good you are, how bad you are, and he wants to get the best out of you as an individual, maybe not even as a player, but as a person on the team. He understands high school football. As much as it is cool winning games, it's about developing young men to become adults and, like, becoming, like, the highest character members of society.
He gave me his word on something. I said, I've been here for now 2 championships. 2021, 2023. I said last year, or before last year, I said, if you win again, like I said, at what point do I get a ring? He said, if we win, our third one, like we win it, we got you.
That's awesome. That's pretty sweet.
So, and Tortora is on the side.
That's pretty awesome.
They put DT where they put head coach for Casey. And so this is my official state title ring.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty sweet.
So, Casey, now you got to get him one.
Yeah. I wish I had one.
Let's play some rapid fire.
Okay.
You get to ask me the first question. Just
any question?
Anything in the world, any topic.
Who, if you could be a fan of any other NFL team, who would it be and why?
If I could be a fan of any other NFL team than my Jaguars, who would I be a fan of?
And no Bills, too.
And no Bills.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's take
I would say, well, the Cowboys I do have love for, so I'm going to pick a team that I have no connection to. So I would pick probably, there's a couple. Probably Baltimore or Washington.
Okay.
Washington, because I just really believe in Jaden Daniels.
Yep.
Baltimore, because I feel like I was the only person that believed in Lamar Jackson that was willing to say it on the air when he got drafted. Like, I said he would be a quarterback, like a successful. I thought he would be a good quarterback in the NFL, that he is an NFL quarterback, and crickets. And then he threw 5 touchdown passes, and then somebody in the media said, how does it feel? And he said, pretty darn good for a running back.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, probably Baltimore or Washington.
Okay.
My question back to you, Jack. I have my own sundae at Carvel DeWitt, and I have my own sandwich at Mother's Cupboard. If we made a Jack Szatkowski meal, what would be on the plate and why?
Oh, I mean, it's just, it's not even about like a special order. It's just a lot. It would be a spicy sandwich, 4-count strip, a medium fry, a medium mac and cheese, and a diet lemonade.
A diet lemonade and a 4-count shrimp?
4-cut strip.
Oh, strip. You said okay.
Yeah.
So you're just throwing a ton on the plate.
Yeah. I'm just getting a lot of food.
Yeah. When I go to Chick-fil-A, it's like a party.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I want a sandwich.
Yep.
I want fries. I want the nuggets.
Yes.
And I mean, if I can't get the peppermint chip shake, it's always a Coke Zero.
Yep.
That's where I go. You get the diet lemonade.
Yeah, I love.
No one's ever said that to me.
The diet lemonade's really good. I really enjoy it. The lemonade itself is really good. I just feel like I get like sugar crashes from it after, so I like the diet lemonade more. It tastes the exact same.
Okay. All right. What's your next question for me?
Man, I'm not good at these rapid fire questions. Let me think. Favorite memory with my dad?
Probably the first one.
Okay.
So I don't even think he knows this. So if you're watching, Jimmer, but he knows I wanted a Chick-fil-A for a million years, and I really wanted to have one in my community.
Mm-hmm.
And when they said it was coming, I didn't believe it. And then I saw the building getting built, and the name wasn't on it yet, and I still didn't believe it. And I was talking to Papa Joe and Mary, I call my other parents, my aunt and uncle down in St. Augustine.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I got to figure out, like, I have to meet this person. He's going to get bombarded. Everybody's going to want to work with him. I have to meet him. And I did all this research, and I found him on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
And when I found him on LinkedIn, I sent him a message, and then I think I sent him another one. He got back to me, and we met in the trailer on the other side of the parking lot. And I walked in, and I had a Jaguars beanie on.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "You're going to walk in here and say you want to do business with me with that hat on?" And I said, "Yeah." And we will work together. And I remember we sat in the back room, and I talked to him about my plan and my ideas. And while we were talking, I just kind of like zoned out into just like, I was just listening to him as a human.
Mm-hmm.
It was like not even, it was just like, I have to, it went from I want to work with Chick-fil-A to I have to work with this guy.
Yeah.
I can't let it not happen because we're too aligned.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember walking out of there saying, "We will work together."
Yeah.
And him saying to me, "In that hat," and I said yes. And he's just always brought out the best. He can look at me and he can shoot right to my heart.
Yeah.
And so I think every moment with him is a moment of like calling me to be completely honest with myself.
Yeah.
And there's times where, like, I was in a relationship, I was dating someone. He sat with me outside Chick-fil-A Clay, and he looked at me and didn't say a word. And that one look was like, you know better, you do better, you deserve better. And he didn't even have to speak.
Yeah.
So I think my best moments with Jimmer is the fact that, like, he really doesn't have to even say anything.
No, yeah, totally.
My question back to you, what's your favorite memory with your dad? You have so many.
The first drive out to Notre Dame together. And this is, by the way, when I was in 6th grade and I went to Notre Dame football camp.
This wasn't you going to school. This was like way back.
This is way back in the day. I just remember because we got lost. It was when you had to use MapQuests. And we had printed it out, but there was construction, so like it was all messed up. And we were just like stranded in rural Indiana for like an hour and a half. And it was midnight at this point, so it was just like it was just like comical. And so like we were just laughing through it, and it's probably my fondest memory with my dad.
How did you end up finding Notre Dame eventually?
We went to a gas station. There was a homeless man who actually gave us perfect directions. So to this day, we thank that homeless man.
Yeah, that homeless man probably had some Jesus through his veins.
100%.
What's your last question?
Super Bowl matchup and score.
Okay, this year?
Yes.
I've been saying Washington, Buffalo.
Okay.
And the score is 27-23. And I want Buffalo to do it.
Yeah.
This is like, even though I'm not like, Buffalo's not my first team, I'm such an enthusiast because of all of you.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm surrounded by Buffalo fans, and I feel like I can't say that they'll win because they'll lose. So I have to be like 27-23. This is what I think.
Exactly.
Let's hope for the best.
Yeah.
I want to see them win one, but I have one caveat that I say to God. I have to be sitting next to your dad.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I have to be with your dad.
Pretty awesome.
And so if and when they make it to the Super Bowl, like whatever caravan the Szatkowskis have, I have to be on that caravan because I can't watch from home and then call and like totally, say, hey, Betty, you know, can we do a FaceTime or something? I don't want to do that. I have to physically be there.
100%.
My question back to you, since you and I have connected in the Notre Dame world, and Riley Leonard is a friend, Steve Angeli's here.
Yeah.
What is that doing for you right now?
I think it's pretty cool. Angeli's a great dude. I was never like personally friends with him when he was at Notre Dame, but I'd see him around campus and he was always a super stand-up guy. So the fact that he made it to the hometown is really cool. I wish he was starting here because that'd be, first off, a great storyline for when they play Notre Dame this fall. And I think he just deserves to be a starting quarterback somewhere. So praying, hoping that he gets that spot and ability to do that because I'll know he'll succeed when the opportunity is presented to him.
I have had so many Notre Dame fans reach out to me through the videos that I've done with my interview with Steve Angeli. Every person, I don't think there was like one person that said like a bad thing about him.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
And they're all saying, we hope you go 11-1. We hope you lose when you play us.
Exactly.
But there's like so much love. Is there a... Because some people, I saw this with a couple people had written this, but it was his nickname Peanut Butter and Jelly?
Yeah, for sure.
Was?
Yeah. It wasn't like used a ton, but like people definitely said that. And it was like when you go to like a stadium and like anyone like hits you, people do like the Steve. That was a big one too.
Okay.
But people would say Peanut Butter and Jelly. It was mostly the reporters that would say that because it just rolled off the tongue super well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riley Leonard. What are your thoughts on him? He's a Colt now.
Yeah, he's tough as it gets. I'm pretty sure he had a good performance last night in the preseason game, if I'm not mistaken.
Anthony Richardson went out. So
yeah, so he was in for brutal. He was in for quite a bit though. I mean, yeah, he's like Josh Allen, like just that kind of tough guy that you want in your locker room, that drives your team the right way. I hope the best for him. If he somehow gets a chance to start anywhere, I think it'd be so cool. I don't think that would happen, but he's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he's incredible.
He was fun to watch, for sure.
So you went to Notre Dame games?
Yes.
All the time?
Yes.
Do you have a favorite Notre Dame football moment for you?
Yes. This past year when I was at the game in Miami that we played Penn State at the Orange Bowl, I was in like the third row of the student section, which was right at the end zone where Jeremiah Love had his 1-yard touchdown. That was like, he basically had 5 people like trying to drag him down, and it was right in front of me. And I thought it was one of the craziest displays of athleticism I've ever seen, literally dragging people into the end zone with him. Probably that play. That was the most like impressed I've been watching a football player do anything. It's a 1-yard touchdown, which is pretty crazy.
And I also thought it was cool when I was at the national championship and I texted you and you're like, yeah, Mom and I are here.
Yeah.
I know it didn't end the way you wanted it to, but what was it like being there with your mom for the championship game and knowing that the historic first 12-team playoff that'll never happen again, that you were not only there, but you were there with your mom and Notre Dame was there?
So cool. Yeah, that was awesome. We almost came back to the end there too. Like they gave us hope at the end. But it was so cool. I mean, there's no other way to put it other than it rocked. It was
amazing.
It was amazing. Notre Dame was in the national championship my senior year of college. That's pretty damn cool. And it was everything leading up to it too. Like I was at the previous 3 playoff games too, so it all led to that, which was so cool. And I was with my buddies too, because we all drove down for the game. Just because, how could you not be there for the national championship? So yeah, the game, I wish it went better, but it was also just the experiences around the game too, like the leading up to it, after it, and still being with everyone. It was definitely like a obviously we still had a full semester, but like a way to wrap up senior year, let's say, at least like football. Yeah. So it was pretty awesome.
How would you describe South Bend to someone who's never been there?
It wouldn't be a town if Notre Dame wasn't there, but that's what makes it so special. Just because it is small. It like you could rename South Bend like Notre Dame. The city, like that's how ingrained it is there. Every single it's just good Midwestern people out there. It gets as cold out there as it gets here. Maybe a bit less snow, lucky them.
Yeah.
But yeah, just good people out there.
Good people, good football. We'll see what happens this season. And Angeli now in Central New York. We will take a step aside inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios, but not before I say thank you.
Thanks for
my
having me.
little brother here, Jack Szatkowski, and a U.S. Marine Corps future for you and everything that is to come. We're very excited about this, and definitely always praying for you and your safety.
Thank you.
We'll take a step aside inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. We'll be back to wrap up Wake Up Call right after this.
Hi, this is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating at 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday in-store and always online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, order anywhere, anytime at maandpaspopcorn.com. Stop in to get a tin at Ma and Pa's on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York to get your half-price refills for the rest of your life. Come to Ma and Pa's for your holiday gift giving for family, friends, employees, and clients. And remember, for fundraising and events, to call 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you?
This is Jimmer Szatkowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have in any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.